Alright, good morning, fellow Tenno. This is Heimshi having all sorts of problems this morning. Let's jump right into this here. Alright, we're streaming. Mic is going, background's going. That's what I'm talking about. Let's unmute Warframe. Alright, and I'm just going to turn down the music for a little bit because I have a little bit to explain to anyone that comes across this stream or comes across this video. Like I said, it's been one hell of a morning. So starting last night, my keyboard wasn't working as far as Warframe goes, and I could not figure it out. I was able to move, but I wasn't able to use my abilities. And I hoped with the update that happened last night, it would fix itself. It came on this morning, and I was unable to move. I was able to log into the game, I was able to access my menus, but I could not move, let alone use abilities or whatever. So I uninstalled Steam, I uninstalled Warframe, reinstalled them, hope to get everything up and running before the 9 o'clock time this morning. Had a bunch of issues with Steam. It was refusing to download Warframe even though there were no Warframe files on my hard drive. And after it was all said and done, you know what the problem was? Ever since I got hacked last week, I installed anti-keylogging software on my computer, and that was the culprit causing me not being able to move. So I did all this runaround, I did all this uninstallation and reinstallation, all this other stuff, and my anti-keylogger program was the issue. I could have just turned that off and started at 9 o'clock, no problem, but here I am starting at 10:12, around 10:10. So that's what's going on right now. And yeah, I didn't have time to do my usual checks. Let me shut off my I just saw that my schedule is still up on the play screen. That's not intentional. Let me there we go. So yeah, mic is still working. That's good. Game is still showing sounds. That's good. Alright, so today, now that I got all that out of the way, today I'm going to be focusing on, on fissures. It's Fissure Friday. Hopefully next week, it's not as rocky as this week, because this week was insane. Between getting hacked last week and having to do everything to account for that, it's been rocky getting back on the regular rhythm and flow of things. But yeah, at the very least, it gives me something to talk about, right? So I'm just setting my Archwing stuff, because as some of you may know, when you uninstall Warframe, it does not keep your key bindings at all, like whatsoever. It keeps everything else about your account ready to go, but it does not save your key bindings, your customized key bindings anywhere on the cloud on Warframe servers. So I have to reset all this stuff for like the third or fourth time this week. Most of it occurring between last night and this morning. So what the hell am I even looking for? Alright, Sunpoint Plasma Jewel. And then I got Fishing Spears. I think that's all I really need right now. I could tab. Yeah, I was actually excited over the fact a little bit that I couldn't use my abilities. And I was planning this whole thing where I was going to pick the best Warframe to take into Fissures, assuming that I couldn't use my abilities. But now that I figured it out, took the wind out of the sails, so to speak, in addition to disrupting the schedule. But anyway, let me, not that I need to go up here for my key bindings, but let me make sure I know what the hell is going on here. Because I was rushing to get these key bindings set up before the stream started. I don't think I'm revealing any personal information right now. But I still have mine set up a little bit differently than most people do. I tried to bind roll left and roll right on Archwing to my move left and move right on here. It didn't work. I could try it again. But I want to make sure I have everything else right. Alright, secondary fire. Reload. I just moved toggle crouch over to a key I don't use. Because I had some conflict before. Hold the crouch G. Melee attack R. Melee channel A, which I've been using more. Switch weapon. Mouse wheel up, mouse wheel down. Interesting fact, I used to have all my, well, 3 of my Warframe abilities balanced in my mouse wheel as of a few months ago. And I was playing that way for years. The only ability I had bound to the keyboard was 1 for Ivara's Quiver, because it was a hold and press. You can't really do hold and press with the mouse wheel. And then they expanded that into Vauban's 2. There's also the fact even though I could type decently okay, I really never took the time to learn the numbers on the keypad. That's my fault. So I let the abilities be 1 through 4 in an effort to force me to use the number keys more. It's been working out all right. All right, so gear wheel Q, chat. I do not have that bound. I used to have it as 0. I'll put it as 0 just because I'm on stream. I don't want to be wasting time 5 minutes what I should move chat to. That's why I've had it for a while. Alright. Mouse wheel 5. And, oh yeah, I want gear hotkey. Oh yeah, I want that to be my archwing. Alright, I think I should be alright. I think I'm alright now. As long as I don't get any conflicts, I should be okay. Alright, I think we're actually good to go. Again, I'm double checking my my sound because on Wednesday night I was streaming The Division. I stream Warframe during the days and Division 1 at nights, at least until I get all the trophies for that game. And I was streaming without the game sound for an hour. So that makes it 2 and 2. There's one stream session where I was streaming with my mic muted for 2 hours, and that made me paranoid about the sound. And then I was streaming without the game sound on. So that is both sides of the spectrum as far as streaming. Like, my goodness. Alright, so I'm streaming. One final check on the sound. It is going. Let me turn on the music now that I can relax a little bit. At least I hope so. We could start this song over again. Alright, that doesn't sound too loud. Doesn't look like it's affecting the mixer volume, the mixer measurements too much. And I think we'll be good to go now. Man, what a morning getting this started. Now, I've been streaming like full time for 3 weeks now. And I usually have, like, I don't know if it's too soon to say usually, but I do have some regulars that stop by in the mornings to see what's going on. I am just worried that this morning's disruptions caused me to to miss out on that chitter chatter that usually happens in the mornings. But hey, I got some fissures to go. Alright. I love the look. In case you're wondering why I'm using the Bratton Prime, I love the Bratton Prime. I love the way it looks. Well, maybe I should use it. I was going to say I'll switch to something more serious, but I can use that. What do I have elements on it wise? What do I have on it elements wise? That's what I should have said. Static Core is my favorite secondary, and Tatsu right now is my favorite melee. I don't know. I don't know what kind of missions I'll be doing. If I'm doing random fissures, I feel like I should switch this to something. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that, yeah. Although, am I missing out on Prime Unit Charge? Yeah. Oh wait, I'm looking at the Bratton Prime. I thought I was looking at the Static Core. That would have been bad. Alright. Magnetic and Toxin. I kind of want to go for... What is this? Viral and... Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's spice it up a little bit. So I have radiation and viral on my melee. I have viral, radiation, and heat on my secondary, and corrosive and heat. Okay, that's not so bad. And assuming I can use my abilities again, I have Nyx. Alright. And we're gonna do definitely, we're definitely gonna go public on this. Okay, Fissure Friday has officially started. Oh, you know what? I have not even seen what Baro has. So let's see what I'm actually striving for. I didn't, between all the Steam nonsense and getting the stream going, I didn't have time to check Reddit to see what the Baro offerings were. So, hey, might as well do it. Do it now. See what my options are this week. Man. You know, the thing is, like, when I stream, I start getting things ready, like, an hour beforehand. And I think that was a Discord message. Let me close that out. I don't want to be getting Discord messages while I'm doing this. Alright, I guess I'm parkouring to Baro. I don't know why you can't, like... I mean, you could parkour at least, but I don't know why you can't run at full speed. Up there, it looked like he had short sleeves for a second. Oh! I could get this right now, because I still have ducats from last Fissure Friday. Yeah, alright. Alright. I got most of these from Eidolon Hunts. How much is this? Nothing too interesting, I'd have to say. That's absolutely... If this was unlimited, if this was a reusable blueprint, I'd be tempted, but it's not. I already have a Senza Naros I bought a while ago. So... I mean, I guess I could pick this up, right? It does look kind of cool. So now this comes a choice between, or a goal between Meridetron and Prisma Grinlok to see what I can sell when the weekend's over. But with that being the case, I'm just see how many ducats I can farm today. And we'll see how far I could actually rank that Animal Instinct up. That primed Animal Instinct. It's weird it could go on a Sentinel, right? Animal. But I think the Sentinels are actually like creatures, like sentient creatures. Oh, I would have to put a Forma on this, huh? I don't, you know. And how much Forma do I even have? As I think it costs around 40k to fully rank up Primod, I think. And a couple million credits? I don't know. I don't know if I want to do it. Let's just go run some fissures. Let's just go run some fissures, man. Alright, we're started off with a void defense here. Do another OBS check, because I am paranoid as hell now for about everything. Oh, man. So last year, when I half-assed my attempt at streaming, right? Uh-oh. I can't use my abilities. I can't use my abilities, no. I'm still instinctively getting energy orbs. Now, I could have swore I had that keylogger turned off, so I'm not really sure what's going on right now. If I had to guess, though, not as far as the keys go, might have to turn down the game volume. Trying to think, how do I ask this? Can anyone else not use their abilities? And hopefully I have the speak, press the chat button down correctly. Yeah, I might not have, I don't know. Even when you do talk in this game, people they tend not to respond. Ooh, almost died. Almost died. Nyx, with her current skin, is probably my favorite looking frame. Favorite looking. I think that's why I had her on. But if I can't use abilities, it's a little bit of a different story. I didn't realize this stalker was her. Oh wait, yeah, I did. I saw the lights and stuff go on and off. I already have the hate though, so. I have to check to see if make sure that software is off. If it's not that keylogger program, if it's not my anti-keylogger program, I don't know what else could be causing my keyboard, my powers not to respond to my key presses. And I wish for the Tatsu slide attack. I mean, honestly, I prefer not to have those balls that shoot out, to be honest with you. But if it's gonna shoot out a projectile, I'd rather it be like some kind of Getsuga Tensho Excalibur wave. Even if it's not that damaging, just aesthetic wise, right? I'm not a fan of like the little balls that come out. Alright, let's see if I could oh wait, I already have. Alright, I gotta go back before I die. Missions aren't really designed for you to be messing with your settings during, I'll tell you that. But if I can't use my abilities, I mean, I'll check the settings again once I once this mission is over. I mean, I would like to stay for longer, but if I can't, I'm gonna have to make a melee channeling build. Probably with Inaros. And Life Strike and all that other shit. Now I like that DE is moving away from like the melee firearms mode. I always felt that was a big issue. But I wish there was a way to keep that instant switch from firearms to melee, but also have the option that when you go to use your melee, you could keep using the fire button. So basically a way to toggle fire and melee with the same button. Well, one of these two, right? Let's go Glaive Prime. I mean, I don't have the Paris Prime, but trade value, I think the Glaive Prime or the Frost Prime will work out more in the end.
Very impressive, Tenno. You held them all back. Time to get out of here.
Well, that's kind of cool. Glaive Prime got the power throw. I'm really trying to figure out. Alright. So let's get out of this squad. Alright. Let me check. I thought my OBS was closed for a second there. I was like, oh my god. Can anything else go wrong this morning? Alright, yeah, Ghost Press is not... it's not... My anti-keylogging software is not running. And my abilities are definitely not working. Let's just do a double check. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know my mouse is working. I don't know, it's so weird because obviously the other keys on my keyboard are working. I mean, all the keys on my keyboard are working. It's just Warframe's not accepting them. I really don't know what's going on here. But anyway, if that's the case, then yeah, I'm gonna have to go to a no power melee channeling build. So as much as I like Nyx, she's definitely not suited for that. The best suited. So I guess I'm gonna go with Inaros. Yeah, just because he has Inaros or Nidus. I don't know. Nidus actually has passive regeneration, but Inaros has an insane amount of health. I think I'll go with Nidus actually. Let me look at his stats. Let me see how much I get here. Alright, armor 780. Valkyr actually wouldn't be too bad too because she has an insane amount of armor. I think she has around 1200 with steel fiber. Let me just make sure his passive is regeneration. I think I might be better suited with Inaros. Depending on what his aura is, I could always give him regeneration too. I have energy siphon. But I'm immune to status effects. I might, yeah, I think I found what I'm going for here. Alright, and if I'm gonna go consequence. I usually default to arcane resistance, the one that allows you to resist toxin. But since I have negation swarm on Nara's, there's no need for that. Oh crap, but that's only if I have my 4 activated, which I don't... which I can't use. Crap. Yeah, it looks like I have to go to resistance, so that means... yeah, so that means I actually have to move the ever valuable negation swarm off for something else. Actually, let me redo this build a little bit here. Now I'm thinking about it. Oh wait, no. Energy is pointless to me, right? So this has to go. 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 Holy shit. Yeah, and even this has to go. God damn. Alright, survivability. That's it, right? That's the name of the game. Well, since I'm not going to be using that much, I could actually probably afford to throw regeneration on here. Rejuvenation. Alright, so let's just go health. Oh, that might be good too. Gladiator Resolve, put that on there, why not? And now we just want as much armor as... I'm trying to think, like, would it be worth doing shields too? I mean, they're generally kind of shitty. I don't know, I feel like maybe I'm going for the wrong frame for this. Alright. I haven't ever had to do a non-power all survivability build before. So it's interesting. But yeah, let me see what her aura slot is. I mean, that kind of helps. And yeah, look at the difference in the armor. Alright, yeah, let me see what I could do with her. I have a feeling I'm going to be going through a couple of builds, just jacking everything up. I don't even know if I have enough V slots or V mods that are even worth a damn in this situation, this really weird situation I'm in. Well, I might as well put that there, right? Yeah, I might be kind of screwed here with her. I know Frost has a D slot, and I think Zephyr might as well. Alright, let's I know I'm kind of flighty right now, but let me go back to... Let me take a hard look at the frames here. I would ideally like a frame with a D aura for a rejuvenation. But I don't want to form a Arnoros or any other frame just for that situation, because this bug is eventually going to get fixed, even if I have to contact support. Like, let me take another look at him. I actually might look him up on the wiki real quick. Yeah, let me look him up on the wiki. Might just passive. So I think he has 2 passives. I don't want to know about his mutation sacks. This is all about stacks. Alright, do I actually have to Google, does Nidus regenerate health? It's passive and increases with stacks. It tops out at 13 HPS, 16 with rejuvenation. Okay, so he does have regeneration, but he doesn't have as much health as Inoros. Okay, that's fine. I could work with that. Alright, so all this has got to come off. Unfortunately. Put that in there. I don't know what else. If I can't use power-related stuff, I don't know what else I'm going to put in this V slot. I really don't. I don't think there's a damn thing I can put in here. That's worth its room, its slot. I mean, I guess. I mean, if I can't use my abilities, I mean, that's what I gotta do, right? Constitution, no, I was gonna say, I love the handspring, but in this case, I actually would want straight up handspring. And I guess I can move enemy sense down to there, right? Yeah? Alright, so I got all the slots taken up. So now it's just health. Health and armor. Let's see if there's actually any channeling. I could have a lot of radar. Actually, I could put that back up there. Put handspring down here. Alright, so I got 3 slots left. Health. Yeah, I'm looking for health. Anything that could give me health or armor. Oh, I'm still on the dash. That's why I wasn't seeing anything. %, 96% damage taken is reflected when blocking attacks with channeling. I mean, and I should also actually switch focus skulls because Zenrik's not going to help me out here. See if there's anything else that's worth more than reflection. I mean, vigor. How much more health would this give me? 200. Prime vigor, maybe. That's 400 health. Let's see if there's nothing else to give me some armor. I don't know why that comes up. Alright. Now Tatsu. I think I want the one that decreases. Yeah, I want channeling efficiency. I can't believe I'm actually doing this, but it is what it is. Alright, there's not too much here I actually want to change though. Like, now let me take another look at that mod, that channeling mod here. Or did I take it off? Reflection. Let me Google this real quick. See what it's more. See what's what it's about. It's not like I'm going to be. Can block and reflect toxin auras. That's interesting. Blocking while channeling uses up way too much energy in higher levels. DE needs to make blocking more important for swordplay. Right now, the only way to go melee on higher levels is just to max health, rage, and just life strike them while mashing the melee key without any thought, which is incredibly boring. Alright. Can we look at the health difference again? 400 health versus... I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this. Alright. And... I think that's as much chance. We're gonna test it out. And as much as I love the Bratten, if I can't use my abilities, I gotta bring better firearms into the fray here, and I don't think the Bratton's gonna cut it. Amprex is a contender like usual. Opticore Vandal, I can try that skin I just got. I don't know. Also got the Sobek. I have the acid shells on it and a ribbon. So yeah, let's go with that. Alright. Let's get back to Fissure Friday, for the love of God. Oh, Hydron. Well, hey, I need all kinds of relics here. We can start it off with a lift. Holy crap, how do I have this many radiants? Well, let's go with what I actually have the most of. This morning's been so crazy. It really has been. Damn, I didn't even get to drink all my coffee. Oh, I was like, wow, my mouse doesn't work in Warframe now? Are you joking me? Oh yeah, I'm on excavation. I forgot already. Well, it took me 10 shells to hit that guy. It's alright. I am so used to going into my operator form at a whim. I don't have any of that stuff. Well, it's gonna be interesting. It'll be interesting Fissure Friday today, because to be honest with you, the style I usually play Warframe in, I try not to use my powers until pushed using my power. I guess it's a little bit of a roleplay attempt. But now I can't use my power, so it's a little bit of a different dynamic. So I'm not like, that's why I'm not like totally against it. That's why I'm not like, oh, the stream's canceled. Alright, power is full. Yeah, these Tatsu projectiles actually do some damage now. I don't know how long I'm going to stay in the Lith relic. They're so low level, it's like, I don't know. Even with not being able to use my abilities, I don't know, man. Like, ooh, 15 endo. Who fucking cares? Like, oh my god. I mean, I knew what I was signing up for when I came here. To a fucking Lith Fissure. But damn, man. This is it's just hard to go through. Now, when I first started, of course, this is like, oh my god, how am I gonna beat these guys? But I've been long past that point, man. Oh yeah, they did change the effects for the Arctic Xmas Globe. There we go, we get some channeling. We can check out this mod. Or not. Does this reflect? Oh, I forgot to change focus goals too. I think I'm gonna check, try you narrow. I didn't see it reflecting any damage. Alright, 20 seconds. Yeah, I can't. I'm getting out of here when the extraction comes up. I can't do this, man. At least not now.
Extraction is now available.
Already mastered that, mastered that, mastered that. I guess I'll take that. I'll take it just in case events change. My daughter's like, I'm not leaning out of her crib, but she's looking down from it on the other side. She probably wants to get out of it. Did I just see like rings around the Arctic Xmas? Like globe? Alright, I'll do one more. I'll do one more. Because I'm right here. Oh man, I'm really trying to figure out like what the hell is wrong with my what you call it? My keys. Do I still have the scanner? Oh, already scanned. Okay. I think they fixed the channeling occurring during gunplay. I mean, it didn't serve any purpose, but they might as well left it in there. When they put their melee thread out, their melee rework workshop, I put a post up there. It was initially like the 4th post in, and they actually got a good response. And in it, I talked about how channeling's potential is mostly being staggered and stifled by being locked behind a dedicated melee mode. When it should have just always been press this button no matter what you're doing. And then it affects whatever mods are equipped. I mean, it has a universal effect. Maybe increases your damage a little bit, your melee damage. Maybe it increases your firearm damage a little bit. It increases your parkour. Like, it has so much potential, but they just lock it to melee. It's like, why? Why not channel your void power through your firearms, through your parkour, through your fucking archwing? Like, why not? Yeah, this is just... These enemies are too weak. I can't really get into it. I can't really get into it at all. Like, that killed that guy like a few times over. See how far that goes. Oh, that's decent, actually. Decent distance. Yeah, but we gotta get to some higher content here. Oh, that animation is sweet. All that shit that's coming out. I'm so happy for solo extractions. They can keep going. How the hell did I get the most kills? I can't even use my fucking abilities. How? Actually, I'm thinking, should I go Madurai instead of Yunero? Because the reflected damage is not that good. Let me take a look here. In Madurai, I just do more damage. So do I want a little bit of armor and a shitty damage reflection? Or do I just want more damage? Well, let's I mean, I want to say Madurai, but let's try Yunero out. It's not like I use it that much anyway. Alright, let's try an Axie. The thing about Hydron is I used to play on it so much, and ever since ESO came out, I go there to level up weapons. I just do not want to go to Hydron again. I just don't want to do it. Alright, let's do an Infestation Axie. That shouldn't be too bad. I just do not want to go to Hydron if I don't have to. Still burnt out. Like, I don't know if anyone will come across this remembers Draco, but I much prefer Draco over Hydron. At least it had a little bit of craziness, and it was fun. It all has to do with the level design. Like, Draco had like this big open map. Well, not a big. It was actually a really uniquely sized map. I'm completely wrong. It wasn't big. But Hydron, you have to wait for the fucking elevator. It's just lame. Alright, where's this? Oh, okay, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Alright, looks like the party's down here. Oh, that was quick.
The juggernaut nearby, it will only attack when it senses high concentrations of infested blood. Slow the fight if you want it to go away.
Slow your roll. I always imagine her saying that. Like, slow your roll, Tenno. Slow your roll. Oh, that's that conclave parkour I'm talking about right there. Alright, I guess it's going along alright. I keep thinking like, oh, I could have picked this frame for this situation, but their powers are, they're off limits to me. Oh, I have my Sobek's corrupted. Sounds like that gun from Expendables that Terry Crews had. Just ridiculous fucking automatic shotgun. I might as well use it since I got it, right? Wonder if they got disconnected or what happened there. People disconnect for all sorts of reasons. You never know if it's an honest disconnect or they got upset about something. What the fuck is going on there? Oh, mission's over, that's what. I don't know how I beat Nezha to the extraction there, but whatever. This is a bunch of shit. I mean, I guess I'll get the Paris Prime. It's just I could stop debating if I should pick it up because I have 0. I actually thought I had the Paris Prime Master for the longest time, but it turns out I didn't.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Let me just do a little paranoid check of OBS. Yep, mic is still going. Desktop is still going. Daughter is crying in the background. Oh man. And Stefano is just Fissure sucks this morning, man. Alright, Hydron, you win. You win. You win, Hydron. You drawn me back into your grindiness. You win for now, at least. Tsukage! Hey! Good morning to you. How are you doing, man? I hope you didn't stop by earlier. I was having some problems getting Warframe up and running, man. Ever since that hack happened last week, it's thrown off a lot of the stuff that I had set up and ready to go. I think I'm okay now, though. Except for the fact that right now, I cannot use any Warframe abilities. I don't know why. It might have something to do with the anti-keylogger program I'm using, but I've disabled it, and I cannot use any Warframe abilities. So I had to make a no ability build, and that's why I'm using Nidus, because he has passive regeneration. Almost went with Inaros, because he has more health. But I don't have his aura slot modded for rejuvenation. So And I think Nidus has a higher armor. So I think it like works out the same. But yeah, I was meaning to start at like 9 o'clock this morning, like I usually do. It actually started that I couldn't even move my Warframe. I couldn't even move. So I uninstalled Warframe, I uninstalled Steam. Couldn't get that shit to work after I installed everything. And then all through the middle of that, I was like, maybe it's the anti-keylogger program I was using. I shut that off. And I can move. I can at least play the game, but I can't use my abilities. I'm doing great. Just got my Mesa Prime. Any tips I should know about her? Perhaps. I'm just trying to form a coherent thought, you know? Like, she really excels in open maps, like Plains of Eidolon and Fortuna, or Orvalis, I should say. Because her Peacemaker, of course, is line of sight. But yeah, that's pretty much her bread and butter, is her Peacemaker. But her 3 and 2 are also pretty valuable. I would say her 3 more than her 2. So the way I usually use her powers is always have my 3 up if I feel that I'm in a dangerous situation. Which honestly, if you're being careful, does not come up too often. It really doesn't. And then I use my 4 sparingly. I'm like, oh, here's a big group of guys. Let me Peacemaker them real quick. Let me deliver Peace a ton of lands. Blast them all. And then I deactivate my Peacemaker. Conserves on energy. I'm also since I can't use my abilities, Zenric's actually pretty useless to me. So I'm trying out, what you call it? Unero. Watching 15 damage get reflected back. Ooh, buddy. Yeah, that's so awesome. Thank you, DE, for being able to reflect 15 fucking damage back, you know? But no, Mesa's actually pretty decent. Alright, let me use this, because it sounds like my game sound is still a little too high. I'm talking to you, I'm like, I can barely hear myself. I'm wondering how that sounds on stream. But you can let me know if the sound is too low or it's off. Like, seriously, before I started streaming this year, like 3 weeks ago, I took a good week or 2 to set up everything. Getting the sound levels perfect, and ever since I had to wipe my machine, everything's all fucked up now. But yeah, Mesa, oh, one thing. I don't know if you already know this, but with Mesa, her regulators, you cannot color them until you unlock them. That was confusing me for the longest time. I was like, what am I doing wrong? I was looking in the key bindings and everything else. But yeah, until you actually unlock the regulators through gaining affinity, you cannot color them. But once you do unlock them, it has its own appearance tab. You go in there, color them how you want. They don't have too many coloring options, but they have enough to match whatever scheme you're going for, so. Yeah, I can't even use my operator mode either. I can't use that. I guess I'll take a Forma. I mean, shit. I guess I'll take a Forma. How's school coming, Tsukage? I think we started an art conversation last week, but I think we were talking about clouds or something like that. Never finished it though. I'm thinking about getting back into my art in a big way. Maybe the days I'm not streaming, I could stream me doing art. Not that I'm that great, but just as a way to get me back into it personally, you know? I used to draw all the time. Like, you couldn't keep me from drawing. And then over time, I just I lost touch with it. But that was my original gift, as you can say. And my current situation is just really, it's really forcing me to take a look at what options I actually have available, what I can do with the time I have left, you know? Tsukage on YouTube says, boring as usual, school isn't really fun, but so is life. Now, you said you were homeschooled, correct? Was that your decision, or was that your parents' decision, if you don't mind me asking? Well, I'm not doing too bad for not being able to use my abilities, though. I was gonna say, oh, you know, even for not having any shields, but shields always sucked. Unless you have like 10,000 shields, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Glad my chat's working at least, though. Also, I hope the sound is coming off alright. It sounds good to me in my headphones now. Honestly, don't mind like not being able to use my abilities. To be honest with you, I was saying before, my normal mode of gameplay for Warframe is I try not to use my abilities anyway. I like being pushed to use them, like as a little effort to roleplay. You know, something a lot. If it was like an anime, it's like, well, now I don't have a choice. I gotta use my abilities. I gotta unleash my full power now. You've pushed me to that point. That's kind of how I attempt to do it. But I also want to get better at the core mechanics. Like the core gameplay. Alright, Tsukage on YouTube says, yeah, that didn't go through his shield bullshit. Tsukage on YouTube says, it was my decision. I'm not really a social person in real life. Okay. So, homeschooled. I know one person that was homeschooled, like, in real life. And he's actually one of the smarter people I know. But his mom was a teacher. Or an education specialist, something like that. So, it was a little bit more on the nose for him. Because, alright, he doesn't go to school, public school, but his mom's a teacher, so. Do you have, like, a similar situation going on with you? I hope these questions aren't like too personal, but I'm genuinely curious. You know, I don't have anything. I'm kind of neutral on like homeschooling versus public school. But I'll tell you what, I didn't realize the value of my education until I joined the Army and got to meet people from all sorts of walks of life. And they thought I was like this really smart guy. Like, how do you know so much? And I never thought it was anything special, and I still don't, but I realized it was the value of their education from where they're from. They just weren't exposed to the things I was exposed to, and then I realized that, yeah, I actually had a good education growing up. That's also how I know global warming isn't a fucking hoax. When I was 16 in science class, my science teacher, Mr. Johnson, he was explaining the greenhouse effect and how CO2 traps heat. Whoa, they really changed those Arctic Xmas things. Holy shit. And he used Venus as an example, as a planet that had a runaway greenhouse effect. I was like, oh, so CO2 traps heat? And even back then, I had the thought to ask, like, well, cars and stuff emit CO2, so what's going to happen? And he just kind of shrugged his shoulders like, well, tell you what, Chris, because my real name is Chris, he's like, if it keeps going on, it can't be good. I just got Mesa Prime Chasis. I know Nikana Prime Hill is worth a lot. I think I'm going to go with that. Tsukage says, my parents don't know a thing about algebra. Oh, man. I don't blame them, man. I've never been good at math. Should I stay with these guys? Or by myself? Yeah, let's do it. When you're confident that you could take on a map solo, even without your abilities, that the back and forth that people like to play there doesn't matter as much. Alright, Tsukage, when you're done with your homeschooling education, do you have any plans to go on to higher education? A trade school, college, university? Because that's really going to determine the whole algebra. Plus what your life goals are. If you plan to be like a game programmer or something like that, or a game designer like I want to be, your algebra pursuits could be serious. Yeah, I don't think I asked you exactly like what you wanted to do as like a long-term goal, but I assume that since you mentioned that you're into art, it's something along those lines. And there's a lot of ways you could go about art, and depending on your direction and your goals, higher math may or may not be of use to you or worth your time, you know? I could also point out some math that you actually will be using when you grow up. Like a lot of that abstract math stuff you won't use. It's more about just training your brain to understand concepts and how logic flows together and understanding the concept of variables and whatnot. So some of that stuff definitely is useful, but a lot of it is like, what in the fuck? Yeah, but if you could tell me what your goals are, I could definitely help you out as far as just some general things about education, math, which is something I still struggle with. After you get back to me, I'll tell you about my story I had at Drexel with math. What the hell? That was not... I'm like, oh, I have firearms. I can use those too.
That's it. You open the relic. Finish
Alright, where is this guy?
Take a look inside.
Alright, just as I was about to get to him. Yeah, this definitely makes this interesting when you just flat out can't use your abilities. You seeing this? I'm blocking and slashing him at the same time. That was cool. That was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. Might want to revive your pet there. All right. So Tsukage on YouTube says he wants to do film and animation. Now, do you plan to like make your own independent stuff and just do it that way, or did you want to go to school, or what are your plans to pursue that basically? And by animation, do you mean like traditional 2D animation or computer animation? Because I went to school with people that did both. I also knew instructors that did both, like professionally. Holy shit. I just go up the stairs for a second, and Pod was surrounded. I actually did a combo on that guy. Alright. I don't even know if my push to talk is assigned the right button. Alright, we're at wave 13. Alright, can I find... Okay, Tsukage says, right now just making my own animations. Yes, 2D. Okay. So if you do not plan to go to any kind of higher education, your goal between self-produced animation and university-taught animation, believe it or not, is going to be roughly the same. It's just the education and degree help you out a little bit, as far as when it comes to actually applying for a job or whatever, or getting recognized. Your career goals, as far as that goes, is going to live and die by your portfolio. So I'd say one of the most important skills for you to cultivate right now is an honest sense of where your work is at. Don't think just because you did it and you put all this work into it that other people are going to give two flying shits about it, because they're not. They just care, hey, does it look good? Is it interesting? They don't care about the work you put into it. They do not give two shits about that. So if you have an awesome portfolio and you have a decent amount of social skills, which it sounds like, I'm not going to say you don't have, maybe you just don't like to interact with people that much. But if you can't sell your work, if you can't interact with people to sell your work, if you put up a website, it has your portfolio, it's awesome, and they call you up or email you, and you do not know how to interact with them in a tactful, professional way, that's going to hurt you. Yeah, but your portfolio is going to make or break you, man. And I would say it's as important, maybe, and definitely sometimes more important. I found this out to be true the hard way, but a lot of times it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that's one thing going to school can actually help you out with. Not so much high school, but when you're in university and people are like there specifically to gear up for their career, chances are, as long as you're like at least not an asshole or whatever, not saying you are or anything, but I'm just saying in general, as long as you're not an asshole, chances are you might you'll meet someone, especially in your major, that's going to at least make it professionally, and if you're friends with them or at least on a friendly communication with them, you know, they can be a huge help putting in a good word for you when you apply somewhere, or they might let you know when an opening opens up or an internship. Like, I actually know someone from school that works at Rockstar Games, or is it Gearbox? I think he actually out of school he was working at Rockstar, and I think he went over to Gearbox. I know him, but thing is, what I went to school for, what I know, it's not really related to what he does. But if it was, I could always like email him, be like, hey, you know, so and so. So I see you work at Gearbox, and you know we went to school together and did the same thing. Any chance you could put a good word in for me? If our work was related, I have that option, but I don't, because our work is just different. I focus on websites and interaction design, and the only people they're looking for in his company are higher up seniors, you know? This guy is just impatient. Oh, I'm about to die too. Taking a beating here. Oh man. Oh man. I might want to put Life Strike on my melee weapon. I don't know what to think about the new Arctic Globe. Looks kind of, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it looks lame, but kind of does. Yeah, we gotta get out of here this time. Pod's almost dead. But this is a good example of being good at the core mechanics of the game. Is I couldn't use my abilities at all. This Mesa could, but that Mesa went down 2 times in a content that's like not really at high level. Granted, I had regeneration and stuff, but it's always better to be good at the core abilities. The core combat, gunplay, movement, and having an idea, a shred of tactics. A shred. Like, hey, don't stand out in the open all the time. Try to use some cover. Just because the game doesn't have a cover system doesn't mean you can't use cover, you know? That's my own little rant. Alright, I'm thinking about putting Life Strike on my weapon. Well, I could have definitely used it there for a second. But I don't know what to take off. How does it sound, by the way? Alright, let's see what I could take off here. If I go to Naramon, I could take off Drifting Contact. And put on Life Strike, right? No, I actually would not want to do that. Prime Reach. I really like Prime Reach on this Tatsu though. I really like having it on there. Well, I could take it off. I have no other way to gain life other than... I don't know. I didn't do too bad there. I think I'll just keep it on. Ooh, we got some new fissures though. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know the sound sounds good. How many years do you have left roughly until your education is done and you're out in the real world trying all that stuff, you know, to get a career going? Alright, I'll do this interception. Why not? I could camp the point. It's okay with me. Well, time's flying by, man. I gotta feed my daughter at noon. Nope, still can't use my abilities. Yeah, Maiming Strike is just so good. It's just so good. Not good enough that I was going to pay for it, but luckily I got it as a drop. Yeah, I'm going to switch to Matarai, I think. Because Matarai or Nameron, because this reflected damage is bullshit. Like 81, who fucking cares? And it's not that it's actually reflected back, I'm still taking damage. Ooh. I think I just saw a case for having Life Strike. I almost died there. Yeah, I might have to make room for a Life Strike there. I'm not doing anything else with my energy anyway, so that's what I mean. I could just switch to Haruto. I'm not too big on the sparring weapons. The range kind of sucks on him, you know? Why would he place his globe there? What an idiot. So make sure I get this reactant. Oh, look at all these guys.
Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Yeah, when I was growing up, I didn't really have anyone there to tell me what path I should have walked or chosen to pursue what I was... the things I could have gotten into. It was kind of left open to me, and I feel because of that, it's not entirely that reason, but I felt like maybe I wouldn't have wasted so much time if I had someone there to tell me like what was actually going on, what I actually should do. I had art t-shirts and stuff where like, you know, try your best. Okay. I bought comic books. I knew I kind of wanted to do that for a time. But, I don't know. A large part of it is my own fault. So let me get that out of the way. But yeah, I could definitely appreciated someone there. In some capacity in my life. Being more of a guiding hand in my creative endeavors. So, I don't ever want to come across as telling you like what you should do for sure, because it's your life. At the end of the day and at the end of your life, you're going to be thinking about the decisions you made. And most of the people that said this and that, including me, we're not going to be there, you know? We passed away or whatever. It's going to be you and your life. Sukage on YouTube says, I'll be done next year in May for high school. I'm not planning on going to a college or my parents can afford it. So you would like to go to university, but it's a matter of finances. I could actually help you out there. Not that it could guide you towards some resources. Not that I'm gonna pay for your tuition. I could barely pay my phone bill right now. I guess I'll take that Galatine Prime blade. Yeah. I don't think I built the Galatine Prime, and I got the handle earlier. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, for this, I do not feel confident I could solo it. So yeah, I'm going.
Good work today. Not only have we decoded
Not while not being able to use my ability
disrupted their communications.
on enemies that are at this level. I hesitate to call them high level, but... Alright, so I need to find room for Life Strike. Because I almost died on that last mission. Well, there are a couple options for you to pursue school without too much cost to yourself, at least financially. Alright. Let me just get Life Strike on here. I think I'm going to take off the Elemental. I mean, I'm going to lose a little bit of damage, but... Oh wait, don't I have Prime Fever Strike? Yeah, I could just slap that on there. Alright, so that's not so bad. Alright, so we're going to go through some options for you here, dude. Alright, about 10 years ago, I was like in a similar situation to you. Like, I knew I wanted to go to school to learn the things that I thought would like land me in a career, no problem. You're looking at me right now streaming kind of broke, but I'm not in debt. But the whole job market didn't work out like I thought it did. And I'm streaming because one of the reasons I'm streaming because I'm like, there's no jobs in this area, and I have to stay in this area because I have family in this area. So at least I could keep working on something positive that I'm passionate about and use some of the skills I learned in school. So just want to say that college and university, that's not always the path, right? I might be singing a different tune if I wasn't tied to this area. I could go where the work's at, but that's not what's going on. So me streaming right now, it's part of that adaptation process. Anyways, one way you could pay to school or pay for school is probably something you don't want to hear, right? And under this current administration, I totally wouldn't blame you. You could join the military. That's how I paid for my school at Drexel. My bachelor's degree at Drexel cost around $250,000. You know how much debt I have? Zero. Uncle Sam paid for that. The Department of Defense paid for that. I can't even imagine being $250,000 in debt right now and not being able to find work in my field. I'd be so fucking pissed. I'd be so pissed. Like, I don't even know what I would do with myself. I don't even know if I'd stay in the country because I don't want to pay off like $600 a month for the rest of my life. But military is always an option. And like you, I'm artistically inclined, so when I joins, all my friends are like, you, Mr. sitting in a field talking about philosophy with a sketch pad, joined the army? Are you serious? I'm like, yeah. And of course, I was worried about dying, of course, because a lot of people are like, well, aren't you worried about getting blown up and shot? And I was, but you know what my bigger fear was? That when my older daughter, when she's the age she is now, her friends would ask her, you know, what does your dad do? And she would say, well, not much of anything at all. That was my worst fear. That my oldest daughter, thinking I was a loser. So, if I had to guess, you probably don't have any kids. So that may not be your driving force, but it was mine. And that helped me get over the fear of getting shot and blown up. But if you join the military, if you're able to join the military, that is free college. You just have to sign up knowing, hey, you actually may be put in harm's way and you will be expected to do your job. So, because if you don't, then you could cost someone else's life, or someone else their life. So it is an option for you. But like I said, if I had to guess, probably not something you're like, yeah, that sounds great. Sign me up for that. But just know it's there. I could talk to you more about that anytime you want. I'll let you know how it was in the Army, etc., etc. Option number 2. Hope and pray Bernie Sanders gets elected because he wants free education. He wants to make all public education free. So if he gets elected, there you go, man. Just wait until the laws come into get legislated and passed, and you could go to college for free. So hope and pray he gets elected. If your parents are not thinking about electing him, look into the facts yourself, look into his policies. But between all the candidates out there, he looks like he knows what's going on. So hope and pray he gets elected. Alright, option number 3 is you could write this down and remember it. But there's a lot of government benefits out there for Americans to take advantage of if they only knew about them. And for that, I have 2 resources for you to look into. One is free and one is not. All right. The one that's not free only costs about $3 though, so it's not a lot. All right. And I'm actually thinking about doing this myself and maybe pursuing my master's or something like that. Hopefully, improve my my job search efforts. Anyway, you could go to a website called benefits.gov. Right. Go to that website. Enter your personal information. Just follow the process. Follow the website the best you can. And at the end of it, you should get a list of the benefits you are eligible for and what those benefits actually cover. Now, under this current administration and Betsy DeVos handling the education department, I don't know how fucked it got as far as education goes, but it is a website that is still up but the results and offerings you may get may be substantially less under this current administration, because this administration is more concerned about helping out the rich than people like me and you. But it is a website. I am sure you will find some benefits you are eligible for, so look into that. The second resource, you need a smartphone for this. Alright? It's an app called Scholly. SCHOLLY. Alright, now this has a little bit of a backstory for it, but the app is basically an app that helps you find scholarships. And believe it or not, there are a lot of scholarships out there, but they're either intentionally or unintentionally obscured from the public eye. They're not that easy to find. The reason how Scholly came about is the inventor of Scholly, he's actually a Drexel alumni. I saw him walking around a couple times because he was on Shark Tank. Anyway, he was in the same situation you were, and I was, and he wanted to go to school, but his parents couldn't afford it. And he couldn't afford it. So what he did is he applied for every fucking scholarship he could find. Every single one. And you know what happens? By the time he went to Drexel, he was already a millionaire. Because he got so many scholarships, he had over $1 million to his name. And then he's like, hey, wait a minute. Maybe this will help other people. So, if you download the app, enter your personal information, it will bring up scholarships that you are eligible for. You have to apply for the scholarships. You may or may not get accepted, but I guarantee you, if you apply to everyone you're eligible for, you will get some money. You will get some scholarships. So between going to benefits.gov, filling out every scholarship that you're eligible for, you will find some money for school. Guaranteed. It could be anything from like $1,000. It could be anything to like $1 million. It all depends on your skills, your drive, the people that you're applying to, how personable you are. There are a lot of factors that go into it. But you can get money for school, but you got to know where to look and you got to apply yourself. Now, why haven't I applied for every scholarship I can? Well, I'm telling you, man, like the current situation I'm in, I might. I just might. Because if I could get paid to go back to school again, instead of looking at, on Indeed.com, the top job listing for me is fucking sandwich artist at Subway, I'd rather get paid to pursue my master's degree. Because this is bullshit, right? So I might be taking my own advice soon. I'm honest to God thinking about it. But yeah, dude, you can get money for school, and I suggest if you do go to school, right? You do pursue higher education. Look into going to a community college first. Get a feel for it. Get your general education credits out of the way, right? Because if you do transfer to a university or somewhere to get your bachelor's, if you already get your general education credits taken care of at a cheaper school like community college, then when you actually go to a university for your bachelor's or whatever, you won't be paying as much because you won't be there as long, because you won't be taking the general education classes there because you already took them at your community college, right? And who knows, depending on how you apply yourself at a community college, you may not need to go for your bachelor's or whatever. You may make connections. You may make an awesome portfolio during your time there. Who knows, man? Your path is your own to walk. That's for sure. But don't ever think that you do not have the means to go to school yourself or pay for it yourself. You just have to know where to look. And then once you know where, you need to know, or not know, but you need to apply yourself to it relentlessly. And I guarantee you, if you did those things, you could at least get an associate's degree from somewhere, or a trade school, or an internship, or something from somewhere with little to no cost to yourself. You could get the government, or you could get a scholarship. I guarantee you, man. But all that stuff is helped by you having a great portfolio. So if you do apply for a scholarship, or you do apply for a government benefit, if they want to see some of your work, you have a website up. You have some awesome work on it. Yeah. All that stuff ties together, man. Alright. So what am I doing here? I put Life Strike on my my Tatsu. Is the melee even worth doing? I mean, not the melee, the sortie. Spy, exterminate, mobile. I can't do. I don't want to do spy. I'll do interception again. Why not? Hope those pork rinds aren't crunching like right in your ear. What is going on here? Yeah, I don't blame him for leaving. I don't know what's going on there either. Alright, just want to do another sound check. Yeah, I am so paranoid about the sound now. The other night I was streaming The Division, and the game sound was off for like an hour. I think you were there, yeah. Yeah, you were there with the other guy. I forget his name. Some rando I've never seen before. My daughter, she's so cute. She has her little head sticking above the crib, and she's actually eating the crib. Like, arr. D, what the fuck is going on with these countdowns? Can you stop making floofs and get the mission stuff straight? God damn it.
Nearby communications towers are broadcasting.
Alright, I'm definitely gonna wait for other players here.
Capture the towers, decode any incoming messages.
I really don't know if I could solo this. I mean, I could try. I don't think I can, though. Come on, another player has to come, man. Shit. Oh boy, no one's gonna come for real? I'm gonna have to try to solo this with no abilities? Thing is, I don't want to wait for the enemy to start capturing the points, because that's gonna give them a head start. Alright, we're trying it. We're going for it. There we go. There we go. I was gonna give it a shot, though, man. There we go. God bless Mike Gordon. There we go. Now we got a full squad. The fuck? What was that? A random ass explosion. I don't know what that was about. Let's say, what's conflicting? So it's usually always a mess in interception, like 2 to 3 people at a point. Like, dude, like, why? One person per point. You think that would be like self-explanatory, but nope. I mean, I can understand running around getting a reactant like I am now.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Oh man, come on. I actually lost that point because I was stuck on that fucking rock. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the hell was that guy's backstory? Might have to clip that. Hey, can you guys hear me? Oh, it's war. Oh, there's Vor. That's the end of his story. What are these things? Hey, Tsukage, were you actually here at 9 in the morning? I felt so bad being late. Alright, I think it's safe to go now. Ew. I guess I'm going back to my spot. Oh, that's not so bad, I guess. I'll just watch the middle. Bolto. I already have the Cronin. Yeah, I'll pick this. I think this is pretty rare. Oh no, I was saying it because I wasn't able to make it at 9 this morning. And you in Cree 6, you're usually like right there when I start or shortly after, and I felt pretty shitty. I mean, it's okay if you didn't do your own thing. I'm just saying, me personally, when I set a time to do something and I don't make it, it's bothersome to me. You can call that obsessive or military or whatever, but I don't like being late. At least I don't be like when I say I'm going to be somewhere at a certain time, you know? Where the fuck did that frost go? Now we're cooking, right? Oh yeah, you definitely were there when the sound was out on the Division, because I had to go pay my car insurance and I was hiding, and I came back and you said some NPC got me. You were so there. Hey dude, since you're into the arts, I don't know if you do this already, and if you do, that's good for you. But don't make the same mistake I did. And because when I went to school, I was in my art classes. Here was the thought I had. Oh man, these teachers, they like all these old dead artists, but they don't really know what art is. All these bowls of fruit, plants. And people from oldie times, like covered in sheets, reaching out their arm. This shit is bogus. I like anime. I like manga. I know what art is. And it's not this old, dried up bullshit. That I'll tell you that. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I'm here to tell you, as someone who used to think that way, and went on to actually learn a thing or two about art, that is the wrong mentality to have, man. That is the wrong way to be thinking. I'm not saying you have to like art of antiquity or classical art, but you should know enough about it to appreciate it at least, and to know what you're talking about. Like if someone asks you like, oh, so what do you think about the Renaissance? What do you think about the Medici family? You should know some basic things like that. Because as you do your animation and walk your path, chances are you come across someone that has in a position to help you out. And if you come across like you don't know the basic history of the art world, you don't know who the old masters are. If they say Rembrandt, if you're like, that's a toothpaste, right? You might have just lost a gig right there. Also, life drawing. You may like anime, you may like manga, you may like this and that. Whatever you like, it's only going to be served better by drawing from life. If you want to learn anatomy, don't learn anatomy off your favorite artists. Because chances are they got to where they're at by studying real anatomy and drawing from life and making their own style based off of that. If you make your own style based off someone else's style, I'm not going to say like it's unoriginal or any bullshit like that, but you're not really building the foundations you need to build. Like, you should be influenced by your favorite artists, but you should also be influenced by real life a lot too. Like if you're learning how to draw wrinkles in clothes, don't necessarily copy another artist how they draw wrinkles. Learn how to draw wrinkles yourself. And then once you get enough of a foundation, let yourself be influenced by what another artist is doing to wrinkles. But yeah, man, do not look at the old art and the old masters. Don't look at them with disdain. I made that mistake, man, and I'm fucking telling you, it is honestly one of the biggest mistakes I made growing up as an artist. I was thinking just because I liked comic books and manga and anime, my art teachers had no idea what they were talking about. That was such a big mistake on my part, and I missed out on so much. So much, man. I do not want to do Stefano. I mean, I think you mentioned the other day the Equinox Primes are only Axie, Neo, and Lith. So I wouldn't mind picking up some Equinox parts. Well, let's do a capture, I guess. I should go like Axie relic farming. Oh, looks like the capture target is the other way. Completely. Dead bodies already. Oh no, I don't want to get mag procced. I won't be able to use my abilities. There must be some kind of client host thing affecting the energy color of my weapon here, because it's going from purple to green without any discernible effort on my part. Yeah, take that. Alright, Tsukage on YouTube just said something. I got... Alright, we already have the extraction, so... Let me just get to the end of the mission. I'll give it a read here. All I saw so far was I saw you said that. I'm a little bit worried just based off of that. I mean, I guess I'll get the Destrava Prime Handle. Okay. Tsukage on YouTube says, actually got into art from doing traditional. Nice! Still life being my favorite. Nice! I do draw more cartoon anime looking things now. I agree drawing from life. Oh, so good to hear that, man. I am so good to hear that. I was worried because I thought I read actually, that's what I read first, and I thought you were going to say, well, I actually got along just fine, not paying attention to all the art that's come before me. I got my own thing going on. I don't really need that stuff. That was like worst case scenario thinking. But that's good, man. That is really, really good. It's fine that you draw like whatever you want. You should draw whatever you want. You should draw whatever gets your pencil to the paper. Or brush to the canvas. Or mouse to the screen. You know, whatever your medium is. But I made such a huge mistake ignoring traditional art. And like I said, it's not like you have to love it. Because, I mean, honestly, a lot of the subject matter is boring to me. Right? And when I go to a museum, I tend to be bored. Because I'm like, alright, well, this is technically very good. But what I really want to do is turn the corner of this museum and see Inuyasha on a 10-foot fucking painting doing a wind scar across a field while he's fighting Sesshomaru. That's what I want to see. This bowl of fruit, whatever, this is boring as fuck. Right? Like, I feel you on that. But it's mostly the techniques and the discipline that the old masters had, especially since they didn't have, like, undo. They didn't have Photoshop to do undo. They didn't have an art store to go get their paints to the exact color they wanted. They had to make that stuff out of eggs and all sorts of weird shit, right? So it was just the discipline and the stuff they've discovered. And I'll tell you one thing I picked up. One of the many things I picked up from studying the old masters is a concept of either an achromatic or monochromatic underpainting. It's also called a grisaille. I forget what language that is from. If I had to guess, like French, but I'm not really sure. But it's the concept of doing, you know, like I said, you focus on a painting where it's either all one color or no color, like black and white and gray. And you just focus on the tones. You just make sure you get the tones and the contrast correct. And then once you have that all solid and all nailed down, then you paint over it with the actual colors you want. And I love doing that because once I get to the color phase, it's fun. I already took care of all the hard work. If the drawing needs perspective, I already took care of it. I got the shapes filled in. I got the contrast filled in. I got the lightest lights, the darkest darks, and all the midtones taken care of. It's all done. The composition, the form, the lighting, the perspective, the line work, the paint itself, it's all done. Now I just layer on color, and it's just pure fun. It's so much fun. I'm not saying you have to go that way as far as traditional painting, but I'm just saying it's something that I picked up from traditional painting, studying the old masters, and it's something I actually carried over into my digital work. Like, for example, I don't know if it will still show it anywhere, but the thumbnail that I used for today's stream on YouTube, I used that. I made everything black and white except for the actual relics on the thumbnail, and then I just overlaid a color layer, and then I put like I changed blending mode on the layer to like overlay or color dodge or something like that. But suffice to say, I used something that I picked up from the old masters, studying old art and their techniques, and I transferred it into the digital realm. So I can't speak highly enough about studying still life and traditional art. At the very least, to build a foundation. You do not have to like the old artists. Like I said, I find them very boring a lot of the times. But there's some shit that I come across. I'm like, wow, this is actually pretty interesting. This is cool. And as far as art history goes, there is a lot you could study. But if there are two areas you should focus on as far as art history goes, it's the Hellenistic period from Greece, or the Greek/Greek Hellenistic period. And then pretty much that period, and then the Renaissance. Because I was going to say you should study some ancient Rome. I do, because I personally really like ancient Rome. I study a lot about it. But Romans imported a lot of their art from the Greeks. They made improvements, of course. But if you had to pick one of the two for art, it'd be the Greek during the Hellenistic period. And the Renaissance is like, if you're an artist, you should know about the Renaissance. As I can't even tell you how different today's art would be if the Renaissance didn't happen. And if you find yourself at a gathering of other artists, or you're, like I said, you're being interviewed, you want to have some idea what you're talking about. Because if it comes down to you and another person that should be hired or get the gig, and the other person knows a little bit more about art history and where it comes from, and you don't, that person's going to get the job, or the gig, or the whatever, you know? Like I said, you don't want someone to mention Rembrandt, and you're like, oh, that's a toothpaste, right? You want to have some idea. And of course, you want to study a lot of art history as much as you can that you have time for, but if you only have time for two periods in history, it's the Greek Hellenistic period and the Renaissance, dude. Study those and you'll be alright. Okay. So, it is noon. I'm going to see if my daughter's sleeping. Alright. She's laying on her side, stuck in her thumb. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep playing until she gets up, starts making a ruckus, and then I'll go feed her. And she might be getting up right now as soon as I said that. Excuse me. No, she's just moving around. She's just tossing side to side. I kind of want to switch up weapons. Kind of want to switch up the weapons here. I still can't believe I can't use my abilities. I mean, I guess I could switch my ability usage to the mouse wheel. And mouse buttons, right? I mean, I could. I mean, I kind of find this interesting that I'm kind of like stuck in this, but at the same time. And I got a nice little ribbon for it. Yeah, I guess I'll stick with this. And I'll stick with the static core, because the static core is just so good. Actually, did I have 100 munitions on my Prisma Grinlok? Let me check. No, I don't. What's wrong with me? Oh, because I don't have the room for it, actually. So I have heavy caliber on here. I don't know if I should format it though. No, I'm not going to format it. I'll just stick with that as is. Alright, I'm trying to stick to the Axie and Neos because I did a lith when I first started today. It was just so boring. Like, they're so low level, it's not even worth doing. Alright, I'll do another interception. No, or wait. Maybe we should spice it up a little bit. Mobile, 3 lifts. 3 lifts. Alright, we'll do a mobile defense then. God damn it, man. Now, Tsukage, when you're done with your homeschooling, do you get like a diploma? Like, how does that work? Like, how do you signify that you're done with your homeschooling curriculum? Like, you have to take a test. Like, how does that all work? Like, what's the finish line look like? Tsukage on YouTube asks, how do you unlock more enemies for the simulacrum or simulacrum? I always have trouble saying that word. Always. You have to scan them. That's it. Every enemy, I don't know if they all have to be scanned like 3 times each, or some enemies need to be scanned a certain amount of times, and it varies. But you have to scan them. Either with Helios or your synthesis scanner. Once you scan them enough times, however many times that is, then you can spawn them in a simulacrum. I wish they just called that the holodeck from Star Trek. It'd be so much easier to pronounce. Gotta make sure I get all this energy for the abilities I can't use. I do love this Tatsu, man. I love it. Oh. I also love completing the objectives instead of doing air dash attacks forever. Right now I'm trying to think if the mobile defense missions actually make sense. Like, Tsukage on YouTube just says they sent you a test. They may have, man. Something happens. I really think it has something to do with the anti-keylogger software I was using. But after that scare, it's not like I want to stop using anti-keylogger software. You know what I mean? Well, these projectiles from Natatsu kill low-level enemies, yay. I think I read it stores up to 5 charges. I don't know.
The relic has been cracked open. Mission to find out what's inside.
I really wish it didn't have those projectiles on it, though. Like, honest to God. I'd rather they made the base stats stronger or just not even have any buffs at all than having that projectile attack. I'm trying to articulate why. I kind of want to say, like, I just wish we had a pure katana. Pure big-ass katana blade weapon. And this is it. But actually, it's an unrelated reason. I don't know if I should get into it now. When I get closer to the time, maybe. But I'm planning to do something with Warframe, and I would have loved. I'm planning to do a video series on YouTube related to Warframe. And I could have really have liked that if this this weapon didn't have those projectile attacks. I love the charge deck though. It looks so awesome. It looks so awesome. And that prime reach really doesn't. It really does have a fair reach. Still can't use my abilities. Oh shit! Oh shit! Ah! I thought I was gonna keep sliding, not being able to select that. Yeah, I guess I'll take the Stradivar, right? That's why I'm even taking the time to do the other fissures. Yeah, who knows what I'm gonna get, right? Alright, just taking a look at the my OBS here. Make sure the sound is still gone. I'm paranoid as fuck. Alright, I'm not in a spot anymore, right? Alright, gotta tighten this up. Yeah, I'm not in a spot anymore. I still gotta do these gifts of the Lotus. Survival porpoise. I mean, I guess. I was gonna say I wouldn't mind doing something like Hyricon, like a high level Hyricon run. But I don't know. No abilities though. I mean, it could be fun. But I've run enough Hyricon back in the day to know that if I can't use my abilities, I'm pretty much gonna be getting revived every few seconds, regardless of what I do. I might try it though. I might try it.
I'm sending life support capsules your way.
Oh yikes!
I am detecting a synthesis target. Use the synthesis scanner to track the creature.
Here we go. 2 shots apiece, right? Oh, that's why I can't. He wasn't getting one shot.
Do not damage it further. Use the synthesis device. Killing goes too far. Have I been unclear?
Alright, well, I couldn't really keep him still otherwise, so. Sorry, Samaris. I haven't done this in a while. Let me check these lockers. There's just so many. By so many, I mean 3. It's always a worry if you're gonna get enough reactant on these Fissure missions. I learned that you could actually kill the enemies too fast before you can get reactant, which I think runs countermeasure to the current Dynasty Warriors Horde Slaughter that Warframe seems to be going for better or worse. That you could fail a Fissure mission if you kill the enemies too fast. When Warframe is just a fancy name for killing the dudes the game. Oh, he has a corrupted I'm not gonna be able to compete with that. Every time I reload, he kills 10 more enemies. I think they should make charge attacks a little bit faster too, because by the time you get it off, like your teammates more often than not probably just kill them. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure how I feel about like that. I don't know if I've ever noticed like that screen blur you get when you pick up your focus. Your focus, whatever. The focus drop. Which, by the way, I've never been a fan of, like, that it seems to spawn at random locations sometimes. Whatever requirements cause it to drop, alright, keep those the same. But it should just be awarded to everyone in the party when that happens. It shouldn't be like in some random fucking room somewhere off to the side. Like, it's just dumb. And DE has expressed it a few times on some dev streams. They're like, oh, we like how it changes up the pace. And I'm like, who is playtesting the game at their headquarters that likes this, you know? Oh, that reminds me. I probably should definitely stop at 2 because the dev stream is coming on today at 2. I don't know how many people are going to be like, hey, instead of the dev stream, let's go see what like Heimshi's doing with his 2 viewers. Not that I don't appreciate you, Tsukage. I do.
Extraction is ready.
Just being a little bit realistic about it. Like Heimshi with 2 viewers versus dev stream. Because hell, I want to stop streaming to go watch the dev stream. I already have the Cronin. I guess I'll pick this up. Why not? Now, one thing I like about Warframe are the endless missions. You know, the longer you stay, the harder the enemies get. So, Warframe, it does have an end game in that regard. But man, do I wish you can accelerate that process. Do I wish, like... And not only do I wish you could accelerate the process, but the drops scale with the level of enemies. So if we could start off at, like, I don't know, level 200, and it scales from there, and the drops match the levels, like, that'd be really awesome, you know? I can dream, though. Yeah. One shot. They are like one shot. Imagine if the Corpus and Grenier had customer support. How much they would call and complain about how OP the Warframes are when they play against them. Like, if these are all other players, it's one shot, one shot, one shot, one shot, one shot. And if I didn't one shot you, the bleed proc you would. Tsukage says on YouTube, I don't blame you. I'm going to go watch it myself. I thought it wasn't going to be until later. I believe it's at 2. If you wanted to double check for both of us, that'd be great. But it's usually at 2. Like 2 to 3. I already bought, by the way, I already bought, this week's hot new item from Baro was a primed animal instinct. I don't really have anything else I want. I was thinking about buying some extra Maradetrans and Prisma Grinlok to sell them for plat. But yeah, I still had enough ducats left from last week's Fissure Friday. Tsukage says, yeah, 12 my time, so that'll be 2 your time. Alright. You said you're from Colorado, right? Hopefully I'll remember that correctly. My friend, she lives out there. She does, she actually works, not like, what am I trying to say? She does like kind of like infographic animation. She works for a company out there, and I see some pictures she posts up on her Facebook from time to time. Absolutely gorgeous out there, man. Absolutely fucking gorgeous. If I were you living in Colorado, if you haven't already, I would pick some of those beautiful vistas in Colorado and draw from life some of those scenes, man. Oh my god. Oh, you're on console. I thought you were on PC. Hey, you're from Colorado. Now fucking, who is that? Who is that? A hero? Yeah. It's blasting everything. Before I go off at 2, I hope I could do a Fissure run on an endless mission that actually gets a little bit challenging. Even when not using abilities, it's still just... my aim sucks, so that's a challenge. Yeah, but this isn't worth shit. Oh, I forgot to switch it off Unaro. It was reflecting 18 damage back. Turns out, not that useful. I'm either going to go Matarai or Nameron. Thinking Matarai.
We will all share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
I don't know if I should stay or go. This is like cheese and cake. Well, I need that, so there we go. Maybe I will stay. I don't know. Kind of changed my mind there. Since I don't run these lower fissures that much, maybe I should just stay here. I mean, enemies will eventually get hard, but am I going to stay that long until they do? Probably not. Probably not. Not sure. The only reason I would leave is because these enemies are so easy. I hope I have my press to chat set up right. I thought I set it up right, but I may not have. I thought he was still alive, but it's just his body falling down the stairs. I don't know, man. If I was one of these Corpus or Grineer, I had to go fight Warframes, I would just quit. I would just quit. They're just not paying these guys enough for them to go fight us. They're just, I don't care what it is, because they're just... Look at this guy. Dead. 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 They're just not getting paid enough. Like, I can understand robots, like, they're programmed, right? They have to go do it. But, like, signing up for this? Like, taking orders? Hey, go fight those Warframes that are slaughtering all your friends in inhuman ways. I quit. You can put me in jail if you want. You can put me in Corpus jail if you want. I'm not going though. I'm not going. I'm not gonna go fight him. I'm just not gonna go do it. Like, why would you? You know what I mean? Why would you? How could you? Like, they die in such horrific, inhuman ways all the time en masse. Now, canonically, it might be a different story. Because I know how things occur in canon are, you know, they're a little bit different to a lot of it different than the gameplay and the game events. So the canonical versions of the Corpus and Grineer, we don't really know what level they would be. But if they're near this, yeah, I'm just gonna quit. I would just quit. I'm not gonna go fight fucking Warframes like this. Are you serious? Dead. No. No. I just got cut in half with a virus blade. That even if I had like 10 layers of armor on it, no. Oh my god, yeah, I so would not go fight these guys. One shot. One shot. Yeah, sorry boss, I just don't I don't feel like going to fight the Warframes today. Or any day for that matter. I'm handing in my I would say 2 weeks, but since they just invaded the base, I'm handing in my 2-second notice. Now this definitely changes once their level gets higher, but I am thinking, since the game's called Warframe and the lore makes such a big deal about Warframes, the level that enemies have to be at to actually pose a challenge to Warframes I'm thinking if the normal Corpus or Grineer Grunt were at that level, like in canon, I don't think Warframe would be such a big deal in universe. So because of that reason, because if it was, it'd be like the game would be called Warframe or some random grunt. They're both about the same power. Doesn't make much sense, right?
Look what our teleoperative just found.
Fast deflection. Who gives a fuck about that? Well, Hildren does, I guess. Bursting sucks. I already got a barrel. Guess I'll go for that because I don't have it, right? And fell asleep a little bit. I just checking my OBS real quick. Whenever we quit out of this mission, I'm going to make sure my press to chat. Hey, can you guys hear me? Yeah, like that guy. I slammed attacked him into the air and then sliced him to death while he was falling down. I don't care what they have over me. If I was in universe as like some Corpus guy, I am not gonna go fight Warframes. I am not. I'd literally have to be mind controlled to go do it, and maybe that's what's going on, and I missed that part of the lore. But if these are just like 9 to 5 guys, not doing it. There's fucking no way. There's no way. There's no way I would. I don't even know what could be worse. What's the alternative? Like, what could the Corpus do that would be worse than fighting a Warframe? Especially like, you know, like Saren. You get taken over by some virus. And then what? You're lit on fire, and then you're ripped apart. Like, what would have to be worse? What could the Corpus do that's worse to disobeying employees than fighting Warframes with their ridiculous powers and weapons? I can't think of nothing. I mean, they're all about money. What would they do? Like, if you don't go fight them, we're going to ruin your credit? I'm like, you know what's going to ruin my credit? Me being dead. That's really going to hurt my credit score. Me being dead. So you can ruin my credit all you want, higher ups at the Corpus faction. But I'm not going to go fight these Warframes. I don't want to die. Pretty sure being dead ruins my credit. Unless they're so concerned about stuff like that that they care about their actual credit standing after they're dead. But you know what I mean? Like, what's your credit going to matter to you if you're dead? So I would say that's the worst thing that could happen to your credit. Even though it technically may not be true. You can be rich all you want, but if you're dead, you can't really spend the money. So that's my logic. I got sliced and knocked into a wall. That was awesome. Might as well start channeling. I'm not doing anything else with my energy, right? Oh, those animations look so sick. For the elements on the weapons now. Again, I'm still not entirely sure why it keeps changing from green to purple. If I had to guess, it's like a client host thing. But who knows? Oh, looks like I actually ran out of energy from channeling. Interesting. Tsukage on YouTube says, the corpus could just send machines at us for the Grineer. I can only feel bad for them. Yeah, you know what I mean?
The longer you fight, the more
What would it take for you to be working for them to be like, you know what, I will go fight those warframes free of my own will. Get the fuck out of here. Well, I'm here for ducats. So, I mean, I'm in dire need of Forma. I'm gonna pick one just in case. It's survival, so I could save by myself if I wanted to. It took them long enough to put in solo extraction. Like, that should have been in from day one. How long does this keep twirling for? Although if I do solo it, I probably want to get closer to the exit in case I do need to leave quick. Look at those. Some frost pimes are jealous. Makes you wonder, how come Frost Prime doesn't have a mod that lets the globe go with him? Because that would mean that in some ways the Arctic Xmas have a better globe than Frost Prime does. In some ways. I mean, Frost Prime could build his globe to be a lot stronger, but it's... And it could push enemies out and freeze them at the same time and smash them into a million bits. So there's that too. I actually like the, you're saying like, you feel bad for the... Look at these guys hiding in the floor. Like they're playing fucking PUBG. Wow, I think that Tastic projectile just went right through the nullifier bubble. Alright, I got the stuff I need.
Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Oh, is this what you call it? Gem? Amber? Blue? Whatever. Alright, I have to go down. Please be an amber star. Yeah, that's what they're called. No, it's a cyan star. Well, whether it was self-imposed or not, this is the longest I've ever played Warframe without using a single ability. Alright, Warframe, where the fuck do you want me to go? Daughter's up. I got like disintegrated and got sliced by a disintegrating slice at the same time. Like, damn. Yeah, that goes right through the nullifier bubble. That's nice to know, I guess. Still trying to use those wall attacks. Oh, there we go. Wall attacks have so much potential. But God, are they jacked up. The Tatsu actually has the best wall attack in the game. Not because of the damage or anything, but it actually travels the distance it needs, or it should travel. It's just you can't control when that attack launches, and they still have that stupid roll animation at the end. I mean, if they're going to have that roll animation, fine, but it needs to be fucking quick. In combination with being able to control when you attack. Like, look at that. I'm trying to hit these guys with it.
All share in this bounty. Hold as long as you can.
2,500 credits. Oh my god, who cares? I guess I'll get that Cronin Prime handle. Alright, I think I'm gonna play to... I'm getting out of here. This guy could stay all he wants. If I give my daughter her baba, she actually stays in my arms pretty still until she's done eating it. So I think I could actually give her baba and do another mission or two. Well, I'm thinking I'll stop at 1:30, which sucks because, like I said, I got started late this morning. The technical stuff I ran into.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
I just don't know how I was getting more kills than these guys, and I can't use my abilities. I just don't know. Yeah, night is working out not too bad though. Oh, I gotta change her diaper too. See if any new Nightwave stuff came up. I doubt it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do the Halls of Ascension. I just don't. I'm just not feeling it. I'm really not. Let alone 4 of them. Alright, Tsukage, I'm gonna go change my daughter's diaper and get her baba, and I will be right back. So let me put the BRB screen up here. Alright, just got back here. Alright, Nova. Papa. Alright, she's drinking her baba. So, like I said, she's relatively still when she's mouthing up her baba. Or anything else for that matter, so I could get at least one other Fissure mission done. Oh god. If I'm gonna do a whiff, I might as well do an exterminate. That should be quick, right? How's your papa? How's your papa? I'm gonna quit at 1:30 regardless. So I'm gonna make myself something to eat before the dev stream. But I'll definitely be back on tonight to play the Division. I'll probably be playing a long time tonight. Still can't use Ooh, right in the head, right in the face that slice was. No matter what my daughter's doing, man, no matter how upset she is, no matter how happy she is, she gets that baba and it's all business. She's all about that baba. It's nothing but business after that. She has a job to do and she's gonna get it done. Business, son. I got baba business. And I'm not trying to mess around with anything else, wasting my time. I got that baba business to attend to. You hear me? Don't waste my time. You trying to take my baba out of my mouth? I don't think so. Messing with my baba is like messing with my emotions. That baba's mine, you hear me? It's funny. She really is so serious. Oh, he's using the batter or whatever that is. Whatever that's called. What's that? Oh, it's just a terminal. Yeah, she always laid like this all the time. I'd stream with her no problem when she was younger. I know she's only 10 months, but when she was younger, she'd lay somewhere. And she couldn't help but lay there. She didn't even have the muscle power to move. Should have streamed with her more often. Well, other stuff kept coming up. That's another story, though.
Another job well executed.
I know that. Are you serious? The stalker just came now? Except when I'm going away to get away from you right now and hide wherever I want. Except when that happens, stalker. There's no place to hide except when I'm literally going to hide away from you at this moment. That was pretty classic. That was pretty classic. Well, I might as well buy some relic packs. Make sure I don't go over, right? Nothing new came up. 116. Oh, it doesn't go past what you can now. That's nice. Ooh, we got Equinox. One of the relics. All I'm looking for is Equinox. I don't really care about the new weapons too much other than mastery, you know? But I just don't like the looks of them. And if I want to use a polearm for a weapon, I already have Orthos Prime, I have the Guandano, I have the Za with the viral damage on it. Like I don't really care. I got 2 Equinox Prime blueprints, 2 Equinox Prime systems. And I could just leave the other ones as is. They're not in fear of going over anytime soon. Alright, she's about done with her bottle. Alator, Mars. Well, as boring as this is going to be, that may be what I want right now. Because if she starts squirming around before the mission's over, Lith is low level enough that I probably play with one hand, to be honest with you. And if I could use my abilities, I could play on higher level missions at one hand. That's another segue to how bad the AI on this game is. What's that noise? Is that the Equinox Prime sound? They're just down here in Lith flexing. Oh great, right into the wires. When I first started playing, I remember I used to come to this map all the time and see how high I could go. Like, wow, I think today I can make it to wave 10, I'm not sure. Because I didn't have anything, you know? It's really the mods that make this game, like, so cheese walk easy. That and the AI is still pretty dumb. I love the design of this sword, except for the rubber hair coming out of it. I hate that. Just thinking, I was thinking about the other weapons. During damage 1.0, I think they used to have armor ignore, which made them like the weapons to use. They're not that way anymore though, I'll tell you that. Actually, last year around this time when I was streaming, I was doing streams of Kuva runs, because I got an Ether Sword Riven. Man, I must have pumped at least 50k Kuva into that Riven, and it still sucks. I ended up dissolving the Riven, and I ended up stealing the other sword, and I put like 5 Forma into the other sword too. I think I just did out of like disgust at that point. I just wanted to be done with it, out of sight, out of mind, you know? I should have kept them both though. I should have just spent the plat to get an extra weapon slot. Is this the stalker following me? Tell me this is the stalker following me. What the hell was that blasting the ass again? Oh, there he is. Was that a DE employee? Soccer usually doesn't have like a I'm on my butt down animation.
The relic has been cracked. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Nova.
Alright, she's done with her baba. What is this? Actually, it looks really cool. Is that Valkyr? Do I have Valkyr on my team? That's causing that? She's squirming. She is squirming. Alright, well 15 more minutes now, but we're gonna go for 15 more minutes. And then I'm gonna get off the air, make myself lunch, watch the stream, and then be on tonight at 7 for Division 2. I mean, no, not Division 2. Playing Division 1. No Part 2 at all. What's sorry, I don't know why I said that. Little baby. She's a little baby. The way they die sometimes is just hilarious.
Mama. 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 Mama.
Trying to get her to say mama. She's getting close though. I don't think she recognizes like what mama means, of course, yet, but she's getting close to saying that as like a collection of syllables that accidentally resembles a word. That's where she's at right now. It's funny, the mom, she's like, oh, our baby's so advanced, we'll be trying to get her to say something, and she ends up shitting herself. Like, yeah, she's not advanced. I love her and everything, but she's not advanced, honey. She's not advanced. She just crapped herself.
Mama. Mama. Say mama.
Mama. That's where that's at right now. Alright, I'm going to try to give her this tape roll, see if this, she's not out of control yet, but she's getting there. Well, since it's just rotated, I guess I'll take that, right?
Well, don't drop it. You're gonna drop the tape roll.
Alright, sorry guys, I gotta leave here. They all left because I did, really? And by the time I stream this again, either on Sunday or Monday, hopefully I figure out what the hell's going on with my abilities. I really, really don't know. Actually, before I couldn't get Steam to re-download Warframe. I kept thinking it was already on my computer, even though I completely wiped it off there. So I started downloading Warframe from the standalone client, and I was halfway through that when the Steam version started working. So I hope that's not creating a conflict. Alright, for my last Fissure run, I wanted to do like a really good run, but I can't really do like some crazy survival with her in my arms like this. She's fine with sitting here, but she needs something to occupy her. I guess I could give her this mouse I don't use anymore. The battery's died, right? There you go. Play with that. There you go. As long as she doesn't open it up and take the remote receiver out, swallow it immediately, I should be good. Alright, sabotage Orkin. Actually, I should keep doing these Lith ones, because I do them so rarely. Tsukage on YouTube says, I think she might be some kind of damaged stealth frame. Oh, I missed what you said before. How do you think Wisp is going to play just by guessing on appearance? I don't know, man. She has no feet. I think stealth is a good bet, like some kind of invisibility. I actually haven't thought too much about it, but since your question is, what do I think she'll be? I'm thinking like just stealth and weirdness. But I actually don't know. Stealth, weirdness, and mobility. She's gonna have something related to her mobility because it seemed really strange that her walk animation is her flying or floating above the ground, whatever you want to call it. But then she has no ability that helps her or doesn't affect her mobility. You know what I mean? So yeah, mobility, stealth. Not sure about the damage, but considering that's kind of like where things are headed, or already are, in terms of crowd control and utility versus damage. I can see her having some kind of damage potential. But honestly, as a little side note, like DE's really got to move away from that. Like, not every frame that comes out should be like, well, I can nuke the room this way. Well, I can nuke it this way. Well, I need these requirements to nuke the room. But I can nuke the room with this type of damage. Like, it's going to take a while for him to take a hard look at the game and figure out what the hell to do. I mean, I was going to take that since it rotated out, but Helios Prime is also rotated out too, so I don't know, I'm looking forward to her though. She looks fucking awesome. Probably the thickest female form I've seen for anything. Which is a good thing. I'm a fan of that. But my god, is she thick, man. You could tell with the artists at DE what their preferences in women are. Man, I'll tell you that. I like their taste, though. I like their preferences. Holy shit. It is thick up there in Canada, like fucking honey and molasses mixed together thick. They like their thickness. Meso. Yeah, she's actually enjoying that mouse. Okay. So, maybe another exterminate? Yeah, I'll just do another exterminate. Too bad I just couldn't do this all day, you know? I have to do the whole dad thing, but I don't know. Kind of like my daughter. She's rubbed off on me a little bit. Kind of like her. Kind of like seeing her smile, be happy, taken care of. Hearing the little sound she makes. Kind of like it. Kind of like doing the dad thing. Not all the time. I don't usually like changing diapers, but you know, kind of got to. Kind of would be bad for her to sit in her own waste all the time. I'd probably get in trouble. In addition to that. Well, someone left the squad, and then someone joined it. Mama. Alright, well that's taken care of already, that's good.
Relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out
Mama.
what's inside.
She likes to clap too. And Dee's really gotta take a look at these doors, man. Like, I think the most important question they gotta ask themselves, what does it add anything to the game to even have closed doors, period? Like when you're doing like spy missions, trying to break into something, sure. But just normal moment-to-moment gameplay, run-of-the-mill missions like this that you're just trying to farm something fast, what purpose does having closed doors serve? How does it enhance the Warframe experience? The next time they take an ad out at Times Square, are they going to show a Warframe trying to open a door, but it can't because of the lag? Like, of course they're not. Of course they're not. I mean, no, where I'm going. I just started going. I guess I'll take that.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
She likes the mouse I gave her to play with, though. That's nice. I might actually be able to get one more mission out of her playing with this mouse. Bless you, Nova. Do you hear her cooing and stuff? She's going, ah, ah. I think I know where this interception is. I'm not too hot on interceptions because usually running in a 10-0 that think 3 people need to be on 1 point. Just stupid. Stupid. Alright, I'll do a rescue. playing Warframe, listening to some heavy metal. My daughter playing with my mouse going, eh. It's quite the mix of things here at the household. At the Leiheimschi household. I still forgot to switch off Unero. Guess it doesn't matter now. And this is going on 3 weeks. Well, I forgot to change my my pigment research at my dojo. I say every stream that I'm playing Warframe, so I'll do it, and then I never do. I'll learn eventually.
Has been cracked open. Permission to find out what's inside.
Where the hell are these guys? Oh, there we go. Yeah, friendship door. Oh, I don't want to attack in there. I don't want to get caught by the... Yeah, but to touch upon what you were saying before, Tsukage, I am looking forward to Wisp. Just because of the aesthetics alone. When you come across like big deposits of Rabido or whatever, like I just did, I'm wondering how that makes sense in universe. Like, and I'm also wondering how these like extraction points make sense. So you mean like on the side of this Corpus ship is just a big hole that is, oh, there we go. That's just there for Tenno ships attached to it? That doesn't make any sense. I got one Equinox part. That's good.
Mission complete. The hostage is safe now. Let's get out of here.
She is adorable. No. You play with your mouse. You play with the old mouse that has dead batteries. Alright, so I'm thinking here. Dev stream comes on at 2, so in 27 minutes, gotta make myself something to eat. And it's gonna be to 3, and I'm playing the Division tonight, and I'm coming back on at 7. Makes me think if I should come back on and do some more Fissure Friday. I don't know, I'm still feeling pretty salty over everything that happened this morning, having to start an hour late. I like to get at least 4 hours in when I stream. Even if I do more than that all together throughout the day, and tonight I'll be playing the Division a lot. I know that much, so.
Nova.
Trying to show her that the mouse buttons click. Alright, but Tsukage, since the dev stream is about to happen shortly, and most Tennos and their mothers are going to go watch that soon anyways, including myself and you, I think I'm going to call it quits for now. But depending on what you're doing tonight, I will be on 7 tonight, and hopefully I won't have to pay my car insurance in the middle of it and get housed. And hopefully my volume's not all fucked up this time too. That'd be great. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get off. I appreciate you stopping by, making this whole streaming thing worth it, man. Because honestly, when I was looking into streaming, doing some research, I hear stories of, people going months or a year without anybody stopping by. So if I just have one person to talk to, this makes this so much more bearable. This makes this so much more worthwhile. Because I feel the hardest part of this whole streaming thing is just having someone to talk to and connecting with. Which in turn, when other people come by the stream, they see that there's some engagement going on. And I've been gaming my whole life with the habit of, hey, I'm gaming, I need to shut the fuck up. If I watch a movie, I'm like, hey, I need to shut the fuck up. So, just having one person here, such as yourself, really, really appreciate it, dude. I really, really do. But yeah, maybe I'll see you tonight, maybe I won't, but otherwise, man, have fun during the dev stream, and I'll talk to you when I talk to you, bud.